about this. So welcome to Truth Bomb Tuesday. You know, I have to say, Jess, I look forward to Truth Bomb Tuesday. You know, I always like, man, maybe we shouldn't go so long, but maybe let's go long because we just have a blast doing it. But in light of the fact that it's not Thanksgiving yet, but I'm walking in the Starbucks and there's Christmas stuff already. So you came up with this awesome idea of let's talk about the holidays is, you know, your why or your excuse. So tell me more about what came up for you when this topic came up.
Totally. So when I think about all the work that we do before the holidays, right? Like July, August, September, you're like, ooh, Thanksgiving's coming, Christmas is coming. I got my work holiday party. I've got my family thing that I haven't seen a bunch of people in a long time. Like, I want to show up looking good, right? So you are really conscious about what you're eating, and you know, you're going into holidays because you want to enjoy yourself and because you want to look and feel good and you want to be confident. So that is like your motivating why, right? Like all of those parties are the reasons why you're sort of like, I got this hot red dress and I'm going to rock it at this party, right? So you're like working on looking hot in this red dress, and then the party actually comes and that was your why. But then you're like, well, it's okay if I drink 20 eggnogs. It's fine if I eat all the food because it's the holidays, right? So all of a sudden your why now becomes your excuse, right? So all of those reasons that you had to be getting healthy in the first place are now your excuse. And the holidays totally set you up for that because, Todd, you brought up the fact that it's kind of open season on hogging out, right? You want to share a little bit about your thoughts on that?
It is. You know, it's funny. It's like we talk about this. It's open season because you're like, everybody's doing it. So it makes it kind of like, oh, why not? Right. And it's also like this time of year where you're just like, you know, why not? It's only once or twice, you know, it only happens once a year, but it's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle, I call it. You got Thanksgiving. Well, let's back up. You've got Halloween, not so much. But for me anyway. So then you got Thanksgiving, which is a food holiday, food and friends and giving that. Then you're into Christmas, which is food, everything under the sun. And then you kind of cruise into New Year's. And that's when everyone makes up, oh, I'm going to do this after New Year's. And it lasts like 2 weeks. The gym's packed. By beginning of February, it's a ghost town again, right? But it is open season on it. And I want to share this quick story, Jess, if you don't mind. I shared it a couple times, but I had a client, no joke, last year, and I share it. He basically came to me before, like just around this time last year, and he's like, well, Thanksgiving's coming, and I'm going somewhere on Christmas. Should I just wait? Honestly, he paused. And you know what he said to me? He goes, on the phone, he goes, you know what, Todd? There's always going to be something that comes up. Always. And he goes, let me do it. No joke. From when he started to Christmas, he lost 20 pounds, which was
felt
amazing. He's like, dude, I felt
Let me tell
awesome.
you, his story is my story because I started my health journey on November 8th of 2018, right? Not even thinking about the fact that all the holidays were coming up. And I was like, oh, game on, right? Because the pain of being where I was more motivating than eating that freaking pie at Thanksgiving, right? It just like, I was sick of being sick and tired, and I was grossed out with the way my body looked and the way I felt. And I was like, I just don't want to get into another holiday and be laying on the couch with my pants unbuttoned in a freaking food coma, right? Like, that's disgusting.
Your stomach feels like crap. You're like looking at yourself like whatever. Like, no matter what, you're like, oh my God, I'm looking at myself like you can't even be present with people because you're so focused on feeling like
Seriously. Well, here's the funny thing is I posted a meme on my page today. It's like this little pug dog with like this look on his face, like kind of like this. Yeah. And it says, don't even blame the holidays. You were fat in August. And I was like, oh, That is so true, because honestly, like in November of last year, the holidays hadn't even hit yet, and I almost couldn't button my pants. And I was like, this is disgusting, right? So don't let the holidays be your excuse, because it's just like Todd said, we could totally end it right here. There is always going to be something, right?
Oh, wait. You got Valentine's Day, and then you're going to be heavy to be like with somebody you're with. You're like, I'm not taking my clothes off. It's hot. You know what I mean? Because that's what, like, you know, you think of Valentine's Day, you're going to be heavy then. And then you're going to, what do we got coming? You got St. Patty's Day. You know what that is. You're face down in the keg, right? You know, lucky the Irish. And then you're cruising into Easter. There's always something. So, you know, the thing about it is, one thing that I hear from my clients all the time, it's like, I ask people, why do you want to lose weight or get healthier? I just want to feel better. I want more energy. I want to fit in the clothes. And the biggest one that I hear is, I want some more confidence. And I could tell on Facebook, and this is the biggest truth bomb, I'm going to drop it, right?
I can't wait.
Like, I've ever seen the people that never post photos of themselves on Facebook. And it's and I mean it, like, you know, I don't mean it in a hard way, but I love when people are like, I've seen my clients go from no self photos on Facebook, just self photos, regular ones. I'm not talking before and afters, but basically, I'm just saying pictures of themselves. And that to me is a barometer of self-confidence. So going to your point, going into the holiday, fitting into that sexy dress, feeling more confident around your family and friends, and it's just awesome. What, you know, what's your take on that with the photos? I had to say it, you know?
You know what? That is a truth bomb that stings a little bit, because I remember a point in my life where you didn't see many photos of me on Facebook, especially around the holidays, because I was comatose on a couch with my pants unbuttoned, and that is shameful. And I was like, do not take a picture of me. Do not post it on Facebook. Like, I don't want that memory staining my Facebook wall, right? And let's get a little serious for a second. Like, I am going to take this a little serious, to the serious side here. Like, as a nurse, I used to work in the ER, right? And I would work Thanksgiving, and I would work Christmas, and I would work New Year's. And guess what, you guys? People would overindulge. They would have heart attacks. And no joke, they would die. And I'm telling you that most of the time, the families were not super surprised, because that person's health had been poor for quite some time, and they were all a little bit worried about him. But at the same time, a death right around the holidays, especially due to health-related illness, is painful. You know, talk about not wanting to stain my Facebook page with pictures of me being fat on the couch. What about the stink of a family member dying on a special holiday, right? Like, that is truth bomb. And we let all of these different events be our excuses, when the things that you actually need to do to be healthy are very simple, right? And from a nursing perspective, it is very, very sad and very heartbreaking to embrace a family that is completely distraught on Christmas Day or on the eve of January 1st. Like, that January 1st is filled with hope and possibility. And instead, they are grieving the death of a family member who is in poor health. And so as coaches, Todd and I are here looking for those people who are struggling with health, looking for those people who are done being comatose on the couch with their pants unbuttoned, looking for those people who have thought to themselves for a while, you know, I should probably do something about my health. We are looking for those people who are ready to stop using the holidays as excuses, because it is big time on our hearts as former nurses, as health coaches, to create more holidays for families. And the way that we do that is through helping people get healthy.
Yeah. and I want to add to that. And this is on another serious note too, is some people, and I could relate to this from early on, early on in my life, 48 now, I enjoy the holidays, probably over the last 10 years, right? I've enjoyed them. But there were times where they were like, oh, here's the holidays, and there's like depression, there's loneliness, there's all the stuff. And, and I want to address this because it's real. And the challenge is, so health isn't just about our physical health. Our physical health, you start feeling better, you're going to feel more confident, your sense of well-being, that could happen really simply, like Jess said. But having a community of just not being alone, and we do have that. I just want to let you guys know we have a private group where everybody's rooting and cheering each other on, and also sharing the down parts, because we all have them. And really kind of coming alongside you, we all just kind of hold each other up and, and do that. So I want to mention that because we're talking about some of the great things about the holidays, and I love the holidays now, and I could relate. If you've seen my before and after, truth bomb, I'll say this, you saw my before. I'm a chubby dude.
You were that dude with your pants unbuttoned on the couch. I saw your before photo, Todd.
And I had the Men's Health magazine on my lap. Talk about, like, let me read about it instead of doing something about it, right?
Your Men's Health is resting on your, 6-month belly. I got my food baby and my Men's Health magazine.
I was like in chubby, I say this to people, I was like in chubby denial. Right? You know what I mean? Like total denial about it. But like I said, in reality, the holidays are 2 days, right? You got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas. Of course, you make Christmas Eve. I kind of call it one. And New Year's is like, hey. So those are the things that if you think about it, but we drag it. And can I tell you another funny truth bomb story? Like my ex-mother.
What if I say no?
I'm going to say it anyway. And you guys will laugh about this, because this is something, if my ex-wife is watching it, she'll laugh about it. Like around the holidays, she used to get the summer sausage for the holidays with the cheese and crackers, right? And this is how pitiful I was. Like, I know better now, is I loved it so much. Like, I love the taste of it. But my ex-mother-in-law, we were pretty close. She's funny. She goes, "Are you going to eat too much of that stuff this year?" And I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "Because you wind up throwing up in the bathroom at the end of the night." Because I'm
shut up.
And I was like, talk about insanity.
You are known in your family for eating too much sausage and then going and barfing because you overate. You are in denial about being chubby, my friend. I think that's deeper than just chub denial.
Yeah, I got 6-pack abs, and I've learned no matter how far down we've gone, somebody out there can relate to this story, I'm sure.
Dude, that's amazing. I'm so glad you did it anyway, even though I said no. You're amazing.
I know. Live on Facebook for whoever to watch. That's talk about that. So we want to see your photos on Facebook this holiday. We want to help that happen. We want you to feel like you're part of something bigger than you and feeling a meaning and purpose. And reach out to us, because that's what this is about. It's about giving. It's about not, and then, learning some new habits that's going to carry you through that, What I love about Jessica, she says this comment, and she goes, "We never give up on people. People give up on themselves." And she talks about the broken promises to yourself. And New Year's resolutions are a big time of broken promises to yourself. Would you agree?
Totally. And actually, you and I were just at that conference in Phoenix, and there was one of the things that one of the speakers on the stage said. And she said, my large body was simply an outward expression of all the stuffing I was doing. Like, I was stuffing my feelings with food, and my body was reflecting that. And that is an outward sign of broken promises, right? Of not processing your emotions, of choosing to stuff them instead. And that one hit me pretty hard too, because that was my story as well, right? I stuffed my feelings with food. As soon as I felt something, I would just stuff it. Like, let me get some Oreos. Let's stuff it. Double stuffed, preferably.
Double stuff. And, the other thing too, is somebody shared this with me, was, and they're open. It's like, and I could relate to it. Like, you're so busy, and especially with the holidays, right? So the coolest thing about us is we could help no matter how busy you are. Exercise not required. I love to say that. We encourage healthy movement, but I heard somebody, and this is a teaching moment. It's like, they're so busy that they don't have time for anything else. And so their only satisfaction was the food they were eating. And so it got me thinking of, let's back up, and we help to address the stress and the things like that. Cause emotional eating happens, stress eating happens, and people are like, when you're in it, you don't know how to get out of it, but really just a couple simple mindset shifts and that stuff could be helped. Any comments on that?
Totally. Well, I would love to wrap it up with like 2 real practical things. Number 1, that community that Todd talked about was something that I leaned on because I was going into the holidays as the black sheep, right? I was the only one that was focusing on a healthy holiday. And so having that group to lean on and like posting pictures of my choices and supporting my promises and having my community cheer me on because they were all doing the same thing and we were all sharing ideas of how to make it through the holiday meals together. That made a world of difference for me to like stay true to my goals and enjoy the holidays at the same time. Like, right on this journey, it's not an either or, it's you can have both. You can enjoy and be true to your goals. And the second practical tip that I'm going to give you is a really simple one. Dr. Anderson says that it is scientifically proven that your pleasure that comes from taste is received within the first 3 bites, right? So if you can just tuck this one rule into your pocket going into the holidays, anything that you're eating just because it tastes good and is not nutritionally valuable to you, 3 bites. Enjoy the crap out of those 3 bites and move on with your day, right? If you can just tuck that one tip into your pocket, you're going to survive the holidays a lot better than you would otherwise.
I love that. I got one more mindset shift, right? And I'm not a tennis player, but I'm going to use a tennis analogy. Now, if you want to get better at tennis, you play somebody better than you, right? And the one thing that I found, and myself included, for a while in the back, and this goes back to the community, is sometimes the people that were around, not that they're any malicious or anything like that, they just have different goals than you. Your health goals are super important. And what I encourage and what we do is try to immerse you around people that are playing and having similar goals. And, and that's really kind of key, because getting into back to how we started this is everybody else is eating cookies, everybody else. But my coach said this to me: do you want the life that those people are having? And I'd be like,
ooh,
then why are you listening to them? And I did. I have to say that. And it goes true too, is like, stay plugged into your why, reach out to either one of us. We're here to help support you. We dropped some serious truth bombs, boy. And I've talked about my the sausage, boy. That was it.
Don't be a summer sausage, Todd.
I don't even buy it anymore.
Good call, because it sounds like you're just going to barf it up anyway.
Oh, talk about, that's
oh, brutal. It was brutal.
Horrible. So anyway, Truth Bomb Tuesday was raw and real as usual. Any final thoughts? Or are you good?
I'm always good. Final thoughts. I love you guys. We love you. And we are here to drop truth bombs, like not only on ourselves, because we got some confessions, but also to try to help you, support you in making the decisions, and to really take a stand for what it is that you really want. So to wrap this truth bomb up, I'm just going to say, do not let your why become your excuse, because it's very easy to do.
Yes. And the excuses, right? The 11th commandment is do not fool thyself. right?
Mm-hmm.
Just start getting honest with those excuses because they're lies. So you have a good night, and thanks for the truth bomb.